my family, and some of my colleagues in the legal profession. I have no developers that are supporting me or anyone that I have received or worked with as part of my role in the Department of Labor.
Thank you. Ben Walsh?
Thank you. On the issue of unsolved murders, in my conversations with the police department, they've been emphatic in the fact that they don't have the resources and the capacity they need to solve murders. I think we need to look at the number of detectives we have working the murders. We used to have the best solve rate in the region, and now not so much. So we need to look at that. Back to another issue that we talked about. We need to continue to build trust so people are willing to talk to the police. For every person that has been murdered in this city, every human being, someone knows who did it. And we need to figure out a way for those who know to be comfortable telling the truth. On the issue of donors, I'm proud to say that I have the strong support of my family and friends. I'm proud to say that I have received contributions from people that consider themselves as liberal and left as they possibly could be, and others that consider themselves very conservative. It really spans the political spectrum, which I think speaks to my independence. I have strong support of the constituents and the businesses that I worked closely with during my time at the city, including many business owners and developers, all of whom I take a lot of pride in this, have said at some point or the other, I have had to say no to them. I had to give them bad news, but I always treated them with respect, provided good service, and I'm proud to have support across the political spectrum, and I do not have a super PAC.
Thank you. Mr. Nicoletti?
Not much more to say than what they both have said about unsolved murders. But there's nothing worse than a family grieving and to continue to grieve when they don't know what happened to their loved one. I would encourage, when I become mayor, better cooperation between the police, the district attorney, and the sheriff's department. Because sometimes when we are able to share our resources, it's not just on TV, but it happens in reality. A new set of eyes looking at something may open the door and show us a new way to be able to resolve a crime. On contributors, I have been blessed with a lot of friends. Yes, some are conservative, some are liberals, some are Republicans, some are independents, some are Democrats. And we continue to raise money as small contributions or large contributions. But I am always sensitive to where my money is coming from to make sure it will not pose a conflict of interest for me. As many of you know, I've been around the park a few times, so I know what to watch for and what to be careful for. Thank you.
Thank you. On the unsolved crime situation, I think it was touched on that we have dwindling resources in our police department and CID, that's a criminal investigation division. At one time we had the highest solve rate through CID in the folks there. We recently lost Captain Walsh, retired, and then unfortunately passed, and he was an outstanding resource to Syracuse Police in solving these. We need another Captain Walsh, and we're only going to do that by expanding CID. We also need to cooperate with, or have good cooperation with the district attorney's office. Now, I know Chief Fowler has announced his retirement, and his relationship with the district attorney has been strained. I'd like the district attorney to announce his retirement and Chief Fowler to stay, quite frankly, but that's a conversation for another day. And lastly, and if we have good relationships there, I believe that can help solve the crime rate as well. Lastly, on donors, I have donors ranging from $25 to the maximum allowed by state election law. The one thing I honor or care about the most is my integrity. In my 15 years of elected service, I've never been accused of a pay-to-play or anything like that. I voted against my donors in some cases. I have support from labor unions. I have, the filing will be out July 15th. I invite everybody to look at everybody's filing and see where their money's coming from. But look at mine all the way back to 2001 from my original political action committee that I still have in place, and I've never been accused of any wrongdoing, and that will never happen in my 4 years or 8 years as mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to go back to a question that was asked of Juanita, something to the effect of, where have you been? We haven't seen you before. For someone who hasn't been in politics and is not lifelong in this activity, it is really difficult to come from a different perspective, a different line of work, and say, I just want to do what I can to make Syracuse better. And to be under this constant pressure to raise money. Everybody at this table knows it is a loathsome activity, but it's required. For those of us who have not been in current administrations or been in politics forever, the only way to do this is to raise money. We're dialing for dollars, we're having fundraisers. It's extremely challenging, and I will say personally, I find it somewhat distressing. Nevertheless, it's a reality and it has to be done. The people who have supported me, like everybody else has said, family, friends, people who want to see some change, somebody coming in fresh from the outside. In terms of addressing unsolved murders, I said this earlier, we went from having one of the highest solve rates in New York State to having one of the lowest. I think we're down to something like 30 or 40%. Regardless of who's in the key positions, the leaders have to collaborate, they have to work together, and everybody has to have the resources necessary to conduct full investigations until we find out who commits every single crime in Syracuse.
Thank you. Mr. Powell.
One of the things that's necessary is shifting the culture in City Hall and creating a culture of customer service. By doing that, you're building trust with community members, with different organizations, folks on the ground. That's one of the fastest ways we're going to start to chip away at this unsolved murder rate, which is, you know, as mentioned before, the families that are suffering through that, and community members and folks who know that. We need to handle that. We need to figure out how to do it soon. In terms of support, you know, Laura made a good point. When you are not an elected official, or you haven't worked in government for a long time, you know, the mechanisms are not really there. You know, my dad's a Central bus driver, so he didn't call up his brother and his golf buddies and all of his friends who can max out on this campaign. So, you know, this is about asking people door to door, asking people, friends and family. You know, I've gotten a lot of support from the local business community because they understand the intent that I bring, because this community is much stronger when, you know, entrepreneurs, innovators, creators, people in this community have an opportunity to flourish. I'm proud of that. And, you know, if it's $25, $27, $30 a time, I'll take every single one of them because I'm going to represent them through this campaign and hopefully as the next mayor. And I have no super PACs, but if there's one out there willing to donate, it's the committee to elect Chris Fowler, 201 East Jefferson. Seriously.
Thank you.
In regards to unsolved murders, well, you're looking at a person who has unsolved murders. My mother was murdered in 1981. Who did it? Who can tell me? Nobody. My sister was murdered 10 years later. We happened to find the individual who did that. 10 years after that, my cousin was murdered. Guess. Who'd you guess? Who did it? About a year after that, my nephew was murdered. Khalid Pitts. Who did it? A year after that, my other nephew, or well, maybe 10 years after that, my other nephew was murdered right here on South Bend. Tyshawn Lemon. Who did it? Who did it? Who did it? So when you talk about murders in this community, you talk about death in this community, I've experienced firsthand. Because this is where I come from. You talk about poverty in this community, pioneer homes in the bricks. When my father left us, my mother had 6 kids. And we had to go on welfare. I lived it. So when we talk about issues in this community, they could solve murders in this community. If I had the money, I would put up $10,000 for every unsolved murder. And pay a person $10,000 if you could give us a person that we could arrest and get a conviction for. They really don't care. Because if they cared, they would do better. It's just that simple. But when it comes to Who's funding my campaign? The community. The community is funding my campaign. I don't have a super PAC. I don't have big developers giving me money because you know why? They know with Alfonso Davis it won't be business as usual. You know why they know with Alfonso Davis? It's not because you gave me 150,000 or you gave me 50,000 and I'm going to now continue to allow the process to happen how it's been happening for the past 32 years.
Thank you, sir.
If anybody's been watching Syracuse politics, it's like going to a Little League game and seeing the parents act worse than the kids. And so, you need somebody who is mature enough. I had a conversation with a very wise individual who said it's not a Democrat, Republican thing, liberal, conservative thing, but there's not a soul in this room that I can't look you in your eye and shake your hand. That's real talk. And if you're not able to do that, then how can you do the business of the city? How can you take care of the city? So I truly believe we need a fresh perspective. We're able to solve homicides when the district attorney and the police chief have a good relationship, and I would be a conciliator. That torn relationship I know for a fact is being met. But the mayor has the sole responsibility of having the character of being able to bring people together. We don't need another elected official. We don't need decades of government experience. You need someone you can trust. Thank you.
Your campaign contributions?
Grassroots contributions only.
Thank you. Howard?
Well, with unsolved murders, one thing I want to see is community policing, real community policing, where how far bringing people get to know people in the community, businesses, and build some trust. Because some of these murders, there are a lot of theories in the street about who did it, but they won't talk to the police because it's a bad experience. So I think that's one thing we got to do to help solve some of these problems. And I don't think we need as many cops. We do need to maintain a sufficient number of detectives and investigators to stay on these cases and not just let them fester. On donors, I always rely on lots of small donors, Bernie Sanders style. I don't take corporate money, super PAC money, dark money, or any for-profit money as a matter of policy, and that's to preserve my political independence from special interests.
Thank you, sir. So, we're wrapping things up. Each of you, and I said, something touched my heart. And so, each of you have 1 minute to tell these good people why you should be the mayor of the city of Syracuse. And we're going to go right down the line. 1 minute.
I'm going to stand up because I think it's important at the end that you understand the passion that people have when they commit to something like this. I've served my country, I've served my state, and I've served my city. And because of the situation that our city is in now, I want to serve again. It's that simple. I don't come to you with just the passion, but I come to you with the experience and the qualifications, on the understanding that one to do this must work harder than anyone. And I have done that, and I have tried to demonstrate that to you. I quit my job with the state to jump in this race. I put together the first 100 days of what you do in City Hall starting January 1, 2018. You can see it. No one else has done that. And in 3 days, I got 1,000 signatures on my petitions. I am a hard worker, and I will do everything possible to ensure the citizens of this city have fair and equal treatment. And mind you, by the time our terms are up in 8 years, the majority in this city will be Hispanics and African Americans. And if we don't learn to effectuate change now, as people who live in this community and work together, then we will see ourselves implode. I'm not going to let that happen. I'm going to work hard to make sure that we stand out and we are a model city for this country.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much for coming here tonight. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you should vote for me.